All right, we have a lot of people joining us already, so let's start. Good afternoon, everyone, and also good morning to if there's anyone joining us from across the pond. Welcome to the Inclus Academy webinar. That's actually going to be the last one before the summer break. Well-earned summer break for everyone, and today we will be discussing best practices and tips as to how to kickstart your risk management process in Inclus with confidence. I know that we have people who are not that familiar to Inclus, so this should be helpful for you to get started. And then also there might be people who, for instance, haven't been using Inclus for a while and need a refresher, if you will. So welcome everyone. I'm joined today with by my colleagues Caro and Matthias. And before we let them go ahead, just a couple of practicalities. Please send in questions and comments through the Q&A or chat, like throughout the event or the webinar, like whenever you feel like you need to ask something or want to comment. So let's keep this conversational, and I can try and pick those questions and ask them from Caro and Matthias when the time is right. Also, as always, we will be recording this webinar, so you will be receiving the recording afterwards. All right, but without further ado, I think we're good to start, and I'll hand over to Caro, so you can take it from here. Welcome.
Thank you, and welcome everyone on my behalf as well. My name is Karoliina Tuomisto, and I work as a customer success manager here at Inclus. And I'm going to show you a couple of slides first, and then we are going to jump into the Inclus tool and have a very practical demo on this subject. So yeah, let's start. First, this basic Inclus process and the workflow we usually work in with Inclus. First, we have, of course, the risk identification part, and nowadays it can be also done with the assist of our AI capabilities, AI assistant, and you can sort of combine interactive expert dialogue with AI. Then we have the collaborative assessment. You can engagement through a collaborative approach, so different participants can share their insights and knowledge of the identified risks through the collaborative method. And then, of course, we can do the visual analysis of the data and the collected insights, and it is enabled in Inclus through our different views and different dashboards to visualize the collected data very easily. And then the last part, the action part, where you can base decisions on the combination of the facts and stakeholder insights. So this is the basic risk process what we are working with in Inclus usually. And the next slide, we have the view examples of the Inclus AI assistant capabilities at the moment. There is, for example, this risk identification mentioned earlier, and then we can analyze documents with the help of AI assistant as well. We can very easily build entire risk register or just enrich your current existing risk register with the help of relevant documents or reports or anything, and just give them to AI and it will do the work for you. Then you can do external events analysis, for example, and of course risk register maintenance, meaning like you can do refining or expanding or organizing the risks, so you don't have to do the manual labor so much. There is the AI assistant there to do the heavy lifting for you. And in this webinar, we are especially going to concentrate on the first two of these, the risk identification part and then the document analyzing part. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the Inclus tool and into this Inclus process we have prepared for this. So here we have this imaginary construction company called Nordvik Construction, and we have here their ERM process set up in Inclus. We have done some preparations already. I have, for example, given the AI this context describing for it to provide more precise and more quality output for us. And we have also prepared these assessment and identification sessions already here. So behind these sessions, we can find the collaborative forms where the participants are going to share their insights on identification and assessing the risks. Then what else we have here set up already? We have the criteria, very basic impact likelihood criteria, and also the risk score on which we are going to assess the risks on. Then we have some example groups here. So you can divide the participants into different groups, and you can do this, make these groups as many as you need. And you can always filter the different risks and different categories based on these different groups. So therefore, all of the participants don't have to necessarily answer to all of the risks. So it makes the process a lot easier for them. But yeah, that's for the preparations we have already done. And now we are going to move on to the risks tab. And as you can see, it's completely empty yet. So now we are going to start building the risk register here. And I have two examples for you. The first one is to how to bring your current existing risk register to Inclus. For example, if you have an Excel file and you have the risks in there, I can show you how to import that very easily to Inclus. And the second example I'm going to show you is to how to build the register from scratch. If you don't have anything ready yet, you don't have the register existing yet, you can start doing it straight to Inclus with the help of our AI assistant. So those are the two examples we are gonna go through, and let's start with the first one. So the scenario where we already have the risk register in Excel. And I will show you, we have this very simple Excel risk set here. We have a couple of data fields here, risk name, risk category, risk description. These are the fields that are already by default in Inclus. And then if you have some additional data fields you want to bring in as well, you can do that too. So for example, this risk owner, risk and comments fields, you can set up to Inclus as well. I have brought the data fields risk owner and comments here already. So it's easy for us to then just import the data from the Excel. So what are we going to do? We are gonna go to the data import tool here. And then we are going to allow it to create new risk categories because we don't have any categories yet. So we are going to be creating those as well. So we need to enable that setting. And as you can see, we have all the data fields here already: name, category, description, owner, and comments. And if we wanted, we could also enable this edit owners tab here. So we can type in the email address of the risk owners already in this phase when they would get email notification on the risks they are appointed to in Inclus. But we are not going to do that today. So what I'm going to do, I'm basically going to copy paste the info from the risk register to this data import view here. I'm going to first copy the risk name and risk category fields, all of them at the same time, like this. And now you can see they appear here as supposed to. Then I'm going to do the same with the description and owner and comment section as well. Here. Yeah, so now we have everything except for the current controls that we had here. So we have in the Excel these controls already listed. So if we want, we can move these as well to Inclus as tasks. So we have this quick task adder here. So we can add those as well as tasks already if we want. So they will then appear to the Inclus task manager part. And I'm gonna do that as well here, like this. So now we have everything here. We could also, if we had the start date and deadlines and everything, we could also bring those at the same time to this data import view. But yeah, now we have everything transferred from the Excel to Inclus. So now we just save it and data is imported successfully. And now we will have the register here in Inclus and everything is in the right places and under right categories. And of course, in this phase, you could also enrich and do some modifications and refinement. For example, from these buttons, you can make the AI to success some more risks or more categories or so on, or then you can use our AI assistant, which I will be showing in a second.
Hey, Karo, can I interrupt you for
Sure.
For another second? Just for the convenience, I hope for the audience, I was just wondering because now obviously it's pretty important that the sort of the data in the Excel file and in Inclus are of the same form in the sense that we have the sort of the matching columns and columns really. I was just wondering now that you sort of copy pasted the content of the columns, could it be, I mean, if they're like totally matching, could you just import the Excel as a file and it will sort of populate all the columns accordingly without any need for copy pasting?
Not exactly at the moment, at least. Matthias can correct if I'm wrong, but
But that's very good development suggestion.
Yeah,
I think it's the copy pasting format,
yes.
at least for now. But we should discuss with our product development team about that kind of possibility.
Yes, that's right. And I have actually thought of that myself as well, that it would be very easy to just drop the Excel to Inclus, and maybe with the help of AI, it will be also someday possible to do that. That would be very good improvement indeed.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Thanks.
Yes. Okay, so now we have the first example ready here. So we had the ready register that we transferred to Inclus. And now I'm gonna move on to the another project, which is exactly the same project, but we are going to create the risk register from scratch. We don't have anything yet ready. And we want to use this global survey, construction survey. And as you can see, we have 45 pages in here. So it would be quite a lot of manual work to do if you would go this through yourself and identify the risks and categories from here by yourself. So that's why we have the Inclus AI assistant you can use for this sort of cases. And we can find the assistant from the bubble icon here. And I have already done something here. So I have already given the PDF file to the Inclus assistant, and I have prompted it to analyze.
Sorry, Carolina, you are still showing the document.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yes, thank you. So I will show you. You can open the Inclus AI assistant from the bubble icon from the top right here. And yeah, and you can basically prompt it to do anything you can do basically so many things with it, but one example is to give it this assistant the materials or documents you want and ask it to analyze these and make suggestions on based on the document. So I have already asked the assistant to analyze this survey and add 8 to 10 risk categories for this process. And as you can see, it has provided me several suggestions here, and it won't do anything before we actually accept these, and just after that, it will be saved to this process. So we can go these through one by one and review them and decide if we want to add these or discard these categories. So these are found basically based on this PDF report I gave it to it. And you can upload the document from this paperclip icon over here. Yeah. But yeah, if we were to accept all of these categories it has found for us, we can just press add on all of them, and they will be added to our risk process. Like this. And now I have another prompt for it. I will ask it to process the document again and provide us some risks and risk descriptions based on this survey. So just a moment, it will be analyzing and thinking for a bit. And here we have the suggestions. So kind of like in the same style, it will provide us several suggestions based on this document I gave it. And also it always suggests some next steps, what you might want to do next. And yeah, here in the same way, we can do it like before. We can go these through one by one and review these and decide if we want to use these exact risks in our process. And here we can just add these. Let's pretend that these are all relevant and good and we want to use these. And I will just add these to this process. Very easy and also visual, so it's really very clear to go these through. And now I will just close the chat and we can go see to the risks tab. And here we have the risks and categories that it has found for us. And now, of course, you could do some more refinement and add additional risks and anything you like, with or without the help of AI. So yeah, I think that was everything from my side, and I can give the floor to Matthias, who can show you the next steps of the process.
Okay, thank you, Caroline. I will share my screen next. So actually a short introduction. My name is Matthias Sarvanne and I'm a customer success manager here at Inclus, same team as Caroline. And I will now show you how to do the participatory process and how to kick off that. There's a couple of ways to do it. You can work with Inclus in a workshop or in online setting that you send separate invitations and collect the data before workshops. So here I will show you the same example that Carolina just showed you. And actually here what I'm showing, this is like the admin view, or all of these things that Carolina actually showed is usually the process owner access here, but we can also share links for our stakeholder or participants within the project, or if it's an enterprise risk management process, it can be different teams or stakeholders. And we can use, for example, these QR codes, for example, in a workshop, usually if we start with the risk identification session. So let me show you quickly how it looks like. So here is the same risk that Carolina previously inputted. So here, for example, you can use this as a risk identification platform that is updating in real time, and this can be used, for example, you can flag the risks that are important and should be evaluated more carefully, and also add comments or different comments about the risks if they need more instructions or more clarity or something else. And of course, the participants, they can suggest new risks as well and other descriptions there. Quite easily, this kind of a link, using this link. And also same thing with the risk assessment. When we have identified certain risks and prioritized them, then we can do the assessment round where we actually quantify the risks. So we have the impact and likelihood criteria, so we can assess those. This is like 1 to 5 scale, so this can be also modified how you are needing the criteria to be. So then we can collect open comments as well there quite easily. And here, if we go here as again, so we can send also invitations through the system quite easily. So for example, in the identification session, I made this quick example here that you can, for example, use the AI to draft your email message if you would like that, but then just write the email subject and the sender name and the introductions and other details, and add the recipient's emails here as well. And also you can do it by scheduling the email, send it in a certain date and time, and also schedule a reminder messages for those persons that have not been answered to the assessment questionnaire yet. And also there is possible to repeat invitations if it would be a recurring assessment, for example, quarterly or monthly. So this is quite easy to do, and when we get the results, we can, for example, in workshop, see the risk matrix. So here we could see what are the top risks quite easily. In the basic tool, we have this kind of analysis function that highlights the most critical risks that are in the red here. And then, for example, we could use AI assistant to analyze the risks that we are have been assessed. So for example, I could use this kind of a prompt here that show me 3 high priority risks that require immediate actions based on risk score. So we have the criterion formula there, and now it's thinking a bit, and then it should list the top 3 risks here, and then also the risk scores and impacts and likelihoods. And then you could just click the risk and also see the detailed information here as well. And for now, for example, I could ask that it could propose concrete new tasks or mitigations actions for these high priority risks if there are not any yet. And of course, if there are, you could ask more concrete mitigation actions if the existing ones are not enough, for example. And then it proposes tasks for these 3. So you could also ask that it proposes certain amount. So now I didn't clarify that, but then I could just add the tasks here quite easily, or then just edit the task names and descriptions. But you can also do the discarding or editing here as well quite nicely. And then you can see that here is this kind of let's activate the Gantt chart. We could see all the tasks in here that are added. And of course, you could ask AI to suggest tasks in this kind of view as well. So for example, we could open certain risks and then use this kind of a quick button to suggest new tasks here. And then the last thing I'm gonna show you is how to summarize the comments with the AI. We have a few minutes left, so I'm gonna be quick. So now I have simulated also open comment data for our risk assessment process. So here, for example, I could generate this kind of a executive summary of all the comments that have been collected under each risk. So it just checks those comments and then writes this kind of executive summary of all the comments and things. And this can be also modified later if needed. And here is also this kind of a custom prompt place that you can ask it to provide kind of a summary that you want. So I think we are running out of time, so it's still, I guess, a minute for the questions and other things. So thank you.
Thanks, Matthias, and thanks, Karo. If you could just pull out the last slide, Karo, as we agreed. So yeah, as the last thing, we have still one webinar coming up, and that's going to be next Monday, and that's a broader topic. We will be discussing geopolitics together with Patrick Fouché from New York, and more specifically, like the geopolitical tensions between different continents, really. And we're going to be using NVIDIA as a public example as to how we can analyze these things through a sort of a real life case example. So that should be interesting. You can sign up through the QR code, and also we have a new AI themed ebook that's fresh out of the oven. So fresh actually that there's still a few typos, but we just decided to already advertised here, so you can download the ebook through the QR code. We will be fixing the few typos, but the content is there. So if you're not bothered too much about that, so feel free and download the ebook. Anyway, we're past our schedule, so thanks everyone for joining us today. And we will be continuing these academy sessions like after the summer break, as mentioned. And so now we thank you everyone for your time and wish you a very nice summer. And hopefully we will see you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.